Hello, my name is Sonia Ward, and today I'm going to be talking to you about forgiveness in non-voluntary family relationships. So some of you, if you're old like me, may remember the song Everybody Hurts by REM. If you're not familiar with it, it's definitely something that you should listen to. Most people can really relate to it at some point in their life. This leads me to the question, have you ever been hurt before? I think that we all have been hurt at some point in our lives. We may have been hurt by a friend, a romantic partner, or a family member. How we deal with forgiveness will vary accordingly. In many circumstances, we may choose to cut our losses and end the relationship. But what if the one that has caused the hurt is a family member? What does the process of forgiveness look like in that situation? Do we have a choice, or are we obligated to forgive the family member? I will be discussing the article, Forgiveness Isn't a Simple Process. It's a vast undertaking, negotiating and communicating forgiveness in non-voluntary family relationships by Carr and Wang, 2012. I will start with defining forgiveness, explain what a non-voluntary relationship is, how family members forgive each other, and the study methods and the findings of this article. So what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is conceptualized as an interpersonal process of constructive communication acts that over time allow individuals to respond positively to hurtful situations. The main objective of this study by Carr and Wang in 2012 is to determine how and what the process of forgiveness looks like in a non-voluntary relationship and how it correlates with relational dialectical theory, or RDT. A non-voluntary relationship are those that we don't choose. We don't have a choice in the matter, so that would be family members, basically. There were 30 participants in this study, ranging in age from 19 to 25 years old. These participants had all experienced a hurtful situation with a family member that they chose to forgive. There were 30 interviews in total, each lasting 45 minutes to an hour. The study used in-depth, semi-structured interviews to gain a detailed picture of each participant's experiences regarding forgiveness in a non-voluntary relationship. So this study used relational dialectical theory as a lens, which resulted in 3 discourses experienced by the participants interviewed in the study. First, what is relational dialectic theory, or RDT? Relational dialectics is a communication theory. It's a theory, the theory is an interpersonal communication theory, which explains communication patterns that arise between individuals when they maintain a relationship. The theory focuses on tensions and struggles in a relationship. These tensions could be within the relational partners or between a couple and society. So what is discourse? This is how we negotiate and communicate, or how we use strategies and the tensions that can occur when we communicate within a relationship. And in this case, it's within a family or with a family member. The 3 discourses or tensions that were identified through this study with Carr and Wang 2012 were, first we'll start with choice obligation. This is the desire for choice during the forgiveness process, while downplaying the sense of obligation. Many participants struggled with this and said there was a pull between their heart and mind, or emotions versus intellect. For many, they came to the decision that the good outweighed the bad. The second one is trust risk. This is when the participant felt unsure if they could trust the family member again, and if they did, would they then be at risk of getting hurt again? Some felt that they needed to distance themselves from the family member that hurt them as part of the forgiveness process. Others stated that even though they forgave the family member, their relationship would never be the same as it had been before. And the third one is openness and closeness. Many wanted to understand what really happened, but were reluctant to talk about it. This refers to participants that felt that remembering and discussing the hurtful encounter was helpful, and others felt that forgetting the hurtful situation was necessary in order to forgive the family member. However, many found that the nature of their communication with their family member changed over time. All of this contributed to the way that participants communicated in a way that either supported or hindered the forgiveness process. There is much that we still need to learn about the dynamics of how families work, how they communicate, and how they navigate the course of their relationships over their lifespan. In conclusion, I have discussed how relational dialectic theory plays a role in the process of how we forgive in non-voluntary or family relationships, and how in particular this study identified 3 tensions or discourses that were present in that process. This study shows us how we may negotiate forgiveness differently with a family member as opposed to a friend or a lover. Carr and Wang in 2012 show us how important it is to study the way families communicate. The participants in this study forgave their family member, but each of them had a different process of forgiveness. It's fascinating that given the same situations with a friend or lover, many of these participants would not have been so forgiving. How families function is very interesting and worthy of further research. I think that in the future, studies like these would be even more beneficial if they were done over time, as in a longitudinal study. We have so much to learn about how relationships work, especially when it comes to families. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.